What do you mean it's August? I'm not even done with all the videos I wanted to film in July. Oh, hi guys. Yeah, looks like Veda is over and it's the 1st of August, so it's time for a wrap up. So let's have a look at the great month we had. Starting off with the tag videos. I created the title words tag for you. I have done the partners tag with Julian Raimondo, also the book snacks tag, and I have participated in one of the Poetry Thursdays where I read you a story from the Revolting Rhymes from Roald Dahl. Then I made a dent into all the art assignments that I've been meaning to do. I filmed The Quietest Place, What, How, Where, and I made a rug. There were some readathon related videos with the Booktubeathon TBR, the Booktubeathon update number 1, the end wrap up of the Booktubeathon, and the TBR for the Underhyped Readathon. I also participated in the Book Tower challenge for the Booktubeathon, and that got me into a book Jenga fight with Nikki Lives Now. That brings me to a lot of awesome discussions we had. We talked about adults reading YA, we talked about e-reading, audiobooks, how I buy books, and yesterday I uploaded a booktube, all the topics where I talk about the content and the discussions we had and the typical content we have on BookTube. And as usual, when I do a video every day months, there are also some random topics that keep showing up. First, I had my challenges update, the second one for the year, where I talk about all the goals and resolutions that I had for this year and how I'm doing there. Then we also talked a little bit about fame and what that means to us. And I also gave you an update in my TBR pile in your pants. We also talked about traveling alone and running, how to get started, what kind of equipment we need, and everyone pointed out that it's very important to have a good sports bra. I also want to thank everyone for your kind words and your support that you gave me for my Gone video and all the crazy ideas you have for the Flash Fiction August project. Seriously, that is going to be a challenge. If anyone wants to join, just take the comments as well and we can have a lot of fun in August, I guess. And that brings us already to the books. I finished 5 books in July and I think that's not so bad. The first book I finished was The Harvest by Tess Gerritsen, which is a medical thriller all about a hospital and organ donor manipulation and things there. I didn't really like the book, mainly due to its predictability, and it's not a genre I enjoy that much. There's a full review where I explain all of this. I didn't realize while I put up the review when I read the book that this was written in 1996, so it is a little bit older, so maybe her newer writing is more up to speed and less predictable. Then I read The Gambler by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I read it in German. My review is in German, but I promised to talk about it in English in this video. The Gambler is the story of a young man who succumbs to the addiction of the roulette game. And he starts gambling more and more. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, and this whole thing changes his personality. The whole book is not very long. This was the first Dostoevsky book that I read, and I really enjoyed his writing style and I want to read more of his. He juxtaposes the gambler's addiction to the game and his conviction that he can win to the love he has for one of the other characters. So that is a very interesting thing. Another interesting fact about the book is that it was written very, very short because he had to write it or he would have lost his publishing rights for all his other works, if I understand that correctly. And also it reflects his experience with being a gambler. So I can recommend this book as a good starter book for Dostoevsky. Only because it was my first. Then I read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson, and I was very surprised how much I enjoyed this book because I had seen the film years ago and I knew it was very crazy, and often when you read books about drug experiences, the writing reflects that. And in this book, the writing is very precise, it's very clear, it's easy to understand, and he just describes with his writing the drug experience, which was much more enjoyable than the drug-riddled writing that I've read by others. I almost forgot to tell you about the story. It's basically a trip that Hunter, as a reporter, takes with his lawyer to Las Vegas to cover 2 events and all the adventures they have there, where they are basically on drugs the whole time. Then I felt like some steampunk and picked up the first in the Newbery and Hobbs investigations, The Affinity Bridge, and I really enjoyed this. I love the way George Mann writes his steampunk. He's very descriptive, he's very precise. He had 3 mysteries going on parallel, so you couldn't get bored. You really fall in love with the characters and with the story and the world. I can only recommend this for anyone who's interested in picking up steampunk. I also finished listening to Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer this month, which is a story of his experiences that he made while he went up to Mount Everest. And I didn't really have a lot to say about this book, but it had me thinking about my bucket list and my bucket list philosophy, so that's where we ended up in that discussion. In my video about audiobooks, I mentioned that I would love to listen to Will Wheaton read Ready Player One, but it's not accessible for me in Germany. And one of you was so kind enough to lend me their copy, so I've been listening to that a lot lately. I'm halfway through and oh my god, it's everything I expected and more. Seriously, I love this. I'm also almost finished with Air Guitar by Dave Hickey, which is a non-fiction book about art and the writing of art. I'm reading this book for the Art Assignment Book Club and I'm supposed to be finished today, so I'm a little bit behind. But it is a rather complicated book. It's essays and it's all about art, and I really don't know a lot about art vocabulary and how to talk about art, which is why I love this book. It's very insightful, it's very helpful, but I've been reading with a pen, taking notes, underlining things, and I haven't done that in a while, and I'm having fun. I'm not planning on making a full review of this, so if you want one, just let me know in comments, so then I'll do it and try to sort my thoughts in a more precise way. I had a really awesome July. I love talking to all of you guys as usual. You had the best comments to offer, you had the best insights and ideas to everything that I spun up with. And just keep the comments coming, just keep the discussions going. And unfortunately, I didn't get done with all the videos that I wanted to get done in July, so I hope you have a little bit of patience and are not sick of my face yet, because Veda is turning into Vida. Yep, I'm continuing with the daily videos and hopefully start to pick up that ukulele thing. Not doing so well. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.